Hey guys, what's up? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. So Splitgate 1 has officially been saved by the devs. And as you can see here in a post that they put on their Twitter less than 2 days ago, it says Splitgate 1 lives through peer-to-peer support. Hey Split fam, as we mentioned in our recent update in building the Splitgate you deserve, we've made the decision to sunset the original Splitgate's dedicated servers. Today we're excited to share how we're ensuring the game that you fell in love with can live on. What's happening? Starting August 29th, the original Splitgate will be moving to peer-to-peer as we focus our resources on rebuilding Splitgate 2. We know this game means the world to so many of you, and we're not about to let that disappear. This means you'll still be able to play matches and experience the magic that makes Splitgate special, just in a different way. In addition to these changes, we've also added context to the game that was previously unreleased, stockpiled, or a work in progress. 3 work in progress blockout arena maps, including some of the first maps shown in Splitgate 2, Simulation Juliet, an unreleased takedown map. Everyone gets access to all cosmetics. For this reason, the Battle Pass, Reward Center store, and drops have been sunset. We also have made sure that the community favorite features remain playable, including races and map creator. How it works. A player will host a match and act as the server. Other players can view the game in server browser and join it from there. If the host has saved custom maps, then those maps will be playable for the lobby. Why we're doing this. You've invested time, energy, and passion into the original Splitgate, which deserves to be preserved. Our community is everything to us. While we can't keep the full online infrastructure running indefinitely, we can make sure that the game itself lives on for anyone who wants to keep playing. We have seen a lot of conversations about the stop killing games movement and empathize with players who lose access to their favorite titles. We absolutely do not want our community to lose access to theirs. To the community, when we started this journey almost 10 years ago in our dorm room, we never imagined how this community would mean to us. You've stuck with us through the highs and the lows, and this is our way of making sure that the game that started it all never truly goes away. As always, keep the feedback coming for Splitgate 2, and thank you for being the best community in gaming. Ian and Nicholas, co-founders, 1047 Games. Now, this is exactly a prime example as to why I support this game as much as I do. But we're not done yet because there's more to it than that. I'll get back to this and I'll get back to that in a second, but there's another post that we put on that kind of gave us a little bit so basically with yesterday's announcement of Splitgate 1's transition to peer-to-peer, we wanted to make sure to give the game a proper send-off. Sunday, August 24th, we will be hosting the Splitgate 1 finale featuring a variety of fan custom maps with our developers, hosted by our very own Splitgate MVPs. Join us on Discord at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific time this Sunday to participate. So again, with that being said, real quick, I wanted to say a few things before ending the video here. And that is, this is a prime reason as to why I support this game and the developers as much as I do, because they've basically been doing what other developers really either don't or what they're limited to or whatnot. We just happen to be in a very interesting position in terms of how things happened, when they did, and where we are now. But again, like I said, I had faith in this game, and so far I'm glad that my faith in the game has not only, like, it's basically been rewarded. Like this, I consider this a reward. You know, despite the fact that I'm focused on Splitgate 2, I consider it a reward, and this is just a taste of what's to come, because if they went through this effort, which by the way, they did not have to, in order to save Splitgate 1, the original game that people absolutely, you know, fell in love with, that started it all. I mean, I know for a fact, you know, this alone is evidence, right? It's proof that I know for a fact that these guys are doing everything that they possibly can for the Splitgate 2 relaunch to be the best that it can be. We're talking everything for the rest. This is my prediction. Nobody's told me anything. Again, the rest of the year 1 stuff, you know, including weapons, maps, quality of life fixes, bells and whistles, and all that kind of stuff, like all of that, I truly believe will be in the relaunch of the game. Like all the kind of stuff that you would expect in a full-on multiplayer shooter with, you know, a progression system, the bells and whistles, your leaderboards, your combat records, all that stuff, ranked being fixed, arena mode being the way it is, the whole entire game and it's, you know, being optimized. More than enough weapons to play with, stuff to unlock, camos, etc., you name it. I truly believe that it's all going to be there come relaunch, right? So, and not only that, I actually believe that they're doing the best that they possibly can with what they have. And at the end of the day, what more can you expect? Because these days, you know, there's certainly been some evidence in other games here and there that you know, they are probably not doing the best they can, and they're doing the minimum and expecting the maximum back in return. And this is basically not the case with these guys, obviously. And this is a perfect example. This previous article is a perfect example of that. So I very much appreciate this very much, and I know that the community itself that fell in love with Splitgate 1 really appreciates it. And I wish other games out there that have sunsetted did this. It was mentioned on stream yesterday when I streamed. You know, it's like X Defiant came up, and man, how it would have been nice for Ubisoft to basically do this, but it just never happened, because even with its current iteration, in terms of how well, or should I say the iteration that we got before the game was completely gone, I'm pretty sure a decent amount of players to this day would be playing that game on peer-to-peer servers. So but yeah, with that being said, I for one tip my hat to this, and I know that the Splitgate community of people that have been there from the start are happy that they can always go back and play the game that they fell in love with. Because I mean, I just wish the X Defiant community would have gotten the same, myself being one of them, because when that game was out there, I was covering it, and man, it would have definitely been the dream to be able to cover both. But with that being said, unfortunately, this is what happens when you have a publisher that's in charge versus the people that are designing it being in charge. And that is another reason why I continue to have faith and support this game, because there's no publisher out there, you know, that may not know firsthand about video games and just knows about the business side of things, that only cares about the money, you know, breathing down these guys' necks. And that's not the case here. 1047 is in charge of their own project. And that alone, even without this, is enough to keep me interested and continue to support the game. But this is only something that will amplify it. And I'm pretty sure that people that even didn't play the original Splitgate 1 as much will be fans of this. Because, you know, at some point down the line, I think you can just slow down and think about it and be like, hey, you know what? I could definitely appreciate what these guys are doing. And this is huge. So for those people that are doubting, you know, Splitgate 2, hopefully they run into this article, or hopefully they run into this video and see this and have a little bit of a clearer understanding as to why some of us out there are still supporting the living hell out of Splitgate 2. And this is a prime example as to why. This is why we have faith. So with that being said, guys, I'm ending it here. Thank you to 1047 Games for keeping Splitgate 1 alive. And thank you all for taking the time to watch and or listen. And again, as usual, excited about the future of Splitgate 2. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.